Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoachcom, and in this video we're going to take a look at the stocks that were in play today that were Bitcoin and blockchain related that trade over the counter. So these are all over the counter stocks that are Bitcoin and blockchain related. Okay, just to clarify. So first up, GBTC, this is the big dog of the over the counter stocks, closed up 12% today, huge move. So it's cruising, it's trying to get back above 70 on RSI, back in the power zone. You want to see it stay above 70. Fastos in the power zone. Plus DI needs to get it back above 80x. The green line needs to cross the black line to the upside. What you have here is a close today above high close horizontal resistance. This is the all-time highest close ever for GBTC. It closed at 1850 today. The closing price on December 4th was the key level to break. The close above today does signal more upside. Now what we want to see is a break above the 1900 resistance zone. As long as EMA4 at 1752 continues to hold, that's the pink line here, the uptrend's super strong. You could see here on Friday it did test EMA8 at 1664. All right, if that level did break, you could see a drop down to EMA13, possibly the middle Bollinger Band. As long as EMA4 support is holding, the chart is super strong, and yeah, the bears are just getting crushed. So a breakout above 19 is going to signal it wants to head higher. A drop below 1752 signals that it could possibly consolidate. Okay, let's look at BTSC. This is Bitcoin Services. Sweet move today, closed up nearly 100%. Congrats everyone. We were all over these stocks last week, and we timed the bounce perfectly. So if you want to learn how to time pullbacks, if you want to learn how to use the charts for trading and technical, come check out our chat. I'll post the link at the end of the video below the video on YouTube, and come join the phone. We can teach you how to chart and to figure out what's the best place to locate the bounce. And so for BTSC, the big play, the big zone was located early. We were all looking at this 50-day simple moving average support zone, currently at 13.8 as the big level to hold. That's the green line right here. So when it was pulling back on a multi-day run, it was down 4 days in a row. We were looking for a bounce off this support zone on Friday, and that lower wick was signaling to us that it was heating up, that it was possibly going to bounce. And then with Bitcoin running, it was obvious that it was going to be in play, and boom, today it took off. We put out alerts early that it was in play today, and it ended up breaking the middle Bollinger Band, and it got above EMA's 4, 8, and 13. That's what we were looking for. So now we want to see it stay above EMA 8, currently at 0.284. And so as long as it stays above that level, it's above all the moving averages. You have the 300, 200, 100, and 50-day simple moving averages. The middle Bollinger Band is the 20-day simple moving average. So currently it's back in the bull zone. It's similar to back here in November when it got above all the moving averages and was riding EMA4 support higher. That's what we're looking for now. We'd like to see that same kind of setup. We want to see the share price stay above the middle Bollinger Band. If it drops down below 24.4, that's going to signal downside risk. Now we're looking for a run up here to 45. That's the high close resistance level. As long as this level holds, it should retrace back up to 45. That's the big level to break. That's the high close resistance level. A break above 25 or 45 signals it wants to head higher. Notice the big volume behind the move today. That's very bullish. This is just heating back up. MACD needs to cross on both time frames. It was really beaten down. And so look at the BTSC 15-minute chart. And so you'll see here, if you can check out this. This is a chart we made earlier today, and as you can see, it made the double top. So first off, I want to show you how we were tracking the downtrend, and notice how it kept on failing to break above the middle Bollinger Band, and then that's the dotted purple line, and then on Friday we noticed it was finding support, and then it got above the pink line above EMA4, and that was our clue it was heating up. And then when it broke above the middle Bollinger Band at 130, that signaled it was in play. So we had people in our chat that were loading here on Friday taking positions because the break above the middle Bollinger Band signal was in play as long as that level held. So congrats to everybody that got in between that 15 and 17 zone. They were up 100% today, and congrats to everybody that was in the chat and that caught the alert right at the open when it was breaking above the 50 simple moving average. And that was an easy 50% gain if you caught it within the first 15 or 20 minutes. And so yeah, this was a great move. It ran all the way up to the 200 and 300 simple moving averages. It pulled pulled back. You know, it held the 100 simple moving average support level. We wanted to see that. It came back up, tested resistance, and pulled back. It formed a double top intraday. It came back down like a champ. It bounced off the middle Bollinger Band, and then it came right back up to resistance and closed above at the close. The very last candle of the day was above high close resistance and the 200 simple moving average. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So now we want to see the candle stay above 31. Above 31 puts 34 on deck. Once BTSC is above 34, above the 300 simple moving average on the 15-minute chart, and that level turns into support, that's your signal, okay, the coast is clear and it's breaking out higher. And then you can see this run to much higher levels. So look for a break above 34. Okay, BTCS. Okay, this was really sweet. Congrats, everyone. Closed up 30%. You know, we had a lot of people in our chat in this play. You know, this is a merger play. They have a merger coming up. We posted lots of DD, you know, due diligence on Friday along with the technical analysis. We broke it all down, showing how they have a merger that's like almost complete. News should be coming out any day. There is a chance that the merger could get called off. Just throwing that out there, but it looks like it's going to happen. And for over-the-counter stocks, if you trade penny stocks, you know that merger news is like rocket fuel. When that comes out, usually you see an explosive move higher. I'm not saying that will happen 100% here, but it's a good chance that it could happen when that news comes out. We'll just have to see what happens. They've already hired a promotional firm. You know, we timed the double bottom bounce on this. Notice it formed a bottom in September. It came back from another bottom in November. We put out alerts on the double bottom, you know, down here at the 8 cent level. It's been taking forever to set up, and so we put out alerts on Friday, and everybody, you know, people were starting to take positions because it pulled back and it formed bullish Harami reversal pattern on Friday, and it held the 10-cent support level, and that's what we were looking for. And so that was signaling that, okay, it was setting up, and we were looking for a bullish reversal confirmation. That happened today. The reversal pattern was confirmed, and then we wanted to see a break above 11. Once it broke above 11 in the morning, we had already had this all set up. That was a signal to jump in. It happened right away, and then once it got above 12, that was the 50-day simple moving average. That signaled that it was ready to run higher. And then, as we've been saying over and over again, like a broken record, 13 was the big level to break for the stock, and that did happen today. The 100-day simple moving average, there was a close above that level. Now it closed right at the next key resistance level, which is the closing price on the 27th of November. It needs to break above the 14 resistance zone. If that happens, then we're looking at a run up to 18. That's the high close from October. So above 14, look for a run to 18. If it hits resistance and stalls out at 18, you could see a temporary top and the candles work back into the bands. If it closes above 18, then you're looking at a run up into the 20s. You know, once this gets going, you know, we're looking for the potential retrace back into the 40s. All right, so you know, as long as the uptrend stays strong. Now look at the BTCS 15-minute chart. Notice how it was below. This is Friday. This is a 3-day chart, and so on Friday, the reason why we were on this way ahead of everyone is because, you know, number one, we you know, are tracking these plays in real time. So come check out our chat if you want to get in on the early entry points and to learn how to do this on your own. Check out the move above the middle Bollinger Band that signaled to us it was in play. And then when it closed above the 50 simple moving average and the middle Bollinger Band on Friday, that was all the signals to that okay, the stock's in play. As long as it stays above this 10-4 level, you know, you can jump in. And so what we wanted to see today was the break above the 300 simple moving average. That was the blue line. That happened right at the open here. And so since the candle stayed above 11, that signaled to ride. Everybody was rewarded with the big strong close at 13.6. As long as EMA 4 at 13.1 is holding, the chart super strong. Once you see a close below that, that's when you could see some consolidation and possibly work back down to EMA 13 or the middle Bollinger Band. As long as 12 support's holding, the uptrend is intact and should continue. Okay, check out GOHE. We are on so many plays. We're just, you know, on fire all the time. So, you know, just don't miss out. You know, you can be pound wise and penny foolish by trying to save 15 or 20 bucks and missing out on all these great alerts. You know, for the cost of commissions on one trade in and out, that's what you get for an entire month. You get play after play after play with technical analysis if you come join our chat. And if you look here, the big level for GOHE to break is 10 cents. Okay, so we've been talking about this all day in the chat. This is one of our plays that we've been on. You know, we put out alerts when it broke out here. It was a monster winner. Yeah, now we're looking for a break above 10. It came down. It held EMA 4, today. It closed above 7 cents. That's what we wanted to see. It's still super bullish. So if you see a break above 10, this thing could run back up to this 15, 16 range. So keep an eye on GOHE tomorrow. We're looking for this uptrend to continue. Look at the big volume down there. Okay, this is one of those crypto payment plan type companies. And so those guys are really hot right now. And we've got multiple stocks that are in the sector that are in play. And so notice this weekly chart here. You have to go back here to 2014 to see levels that this is hitting currently. What we're looking for is a retrace back up to this 32-cent level. Now, it's not going to necessarily happen right away, but if this uptrend continues, that's where this baby's headed. It just depends on your time frame on how long you can hold. Now, this week's candle is forming above the upper Bollinger Band, currently at 6 cents. That is the key level to hold down there. Now the break this week. Okay, so last week there was a close above the 200 and 300 week moving averages. We put out alerts on that, and there's really big follow through here. There was a long upper wick on last week's candle, so there was some dilution and some profit taking. So we weren't sure if it was going to pull back below or push higher, and it pushed higher. So that's exactly what we wanted to see. Now we want to see a break above 10. If that can happen, the next level to break is 14 and 16. And like I said, this looks like it's working its way back up to 30 cents eventually. If the candles pull back in the bands, as long as this 5 to 6 cent level holds, that uptrend is super strong and still intact. Look at the giant volume in December. I mean, this is, big conviction behind the move. Okay, look at MGTI. All right, this is breaking out. We've been putting out tons of alerts on this play. It's back in the bull zone on or back in the power zone on RSI. You want to see it stay above 70, back above 80 on Fasto. This is filling the jar, like I just said before on the last one. This is working its way back up to $4. Now we put out alerts down here on this big bounce. Real time. That this was bouncing and breaking above resistance, and ever since that day back here on the like the 24th of November, that Thanksgiving weekend, week, it turned into support. The middle Bollinger Band turned into support, and a new uptrend started. And so now it's broken above all the moving averages. You have the 300, the 200, the 100, the 50, the 20. EMA's 13, 8, and 4. It currently candles are forming above every single moving averages. It doesn't get any stronger than that. This is as strong as it gets on a chart. It's freaking cruising right now. Like over here, look over here. This is what happens when you trade above all the moving averages. Big moves happen. That's what's happening right now. It's working its way up to $4. It's going to have to break above this $3.90 to $4 level to head higher. If you see it top out at $4, that could be the double top level, and then you could see some consolidation. If it does work back into the bands, as long as EMA 4 at 286 is holding, it's super freaking strong. Look at the big volume behind the move. Keep in mind this is on a 4-day run already, so you always have to be ready to just on guard that it could cool down. So watch that 15-minute chart. If that starts to turn bearish, it could give you a chance to lock in profits and reload lower. As long as support's holding in a strong uptrend, you can work it on the way up. You can sell the spike, reload on the dip, keep working it over and over again, making all that money. Let's look at GAHC here. Closed up 17%. It's in the bull zone at 59 on RSI. You've got Fasto down here trying to break back in. Okay, this is a chart that we've been working on. I wanted to show it to you because it's showing the breakout above this multi-month descending triangle pattern. Okay, notice the descending resistance. It's hit this red line multiple times. That happened again in November, and it pulled back. And then in December here, it closed above like last week, and then it pulled back below, and now today there was a close back above the red line. If that red descending resistance line turns into support there, if 25 turns into support, it's going to be a huge signal that it wants to head higher. And then what we were looking for today was a move above 0.22, and when that happened, we put out alerts in our chat. And so congrats everyone. I know everybody was jumping in this, and before right. I mean, it was like, yeah, just great timing. And so good job everybody. The big thing is now we want to see follow through. These stocks need to follow through. It won't be as good if they're just a one-day move. It would be nice to see them boom push through resistance. And what we want to see now is this 0.0275. Okay, that's going to be the big level on the chart. Above 275, and you're looking at the threes at 375. The high close from August will be the target above 275. Okay, take a look at SING. Okay, this is one of those marijuana cryptocurrency plays, and it is in the bull zone on RSI. It's in the bull zone on Fasto. They both have room to run until overbought levels. This pulled back. It had a similar pattern to BTSC, but it stayed bullish. It stayed above the middle Bollinger Band. It's still in a very strong uptrend. What happened was on the 4th, the candles were above the upper Bollinger Band. They just worked in. They filled this gap. Notice there was a gap between high of day and this candle, low of day and this candle. The gap filled. Candles pulled back. Once again, that middle Bollinger Band was the key level to load off. Sometimes you have to load just above that level. The market makers took it down there. Notice you got the declining volume. The sellers were tired. Boom. Today volume came back in. It's back above the EMAs 4 and 8. As long as it's staying above this 10-cent level, it's going to be really bullish. And then what we're going to be looking for is a run back up to the high close resistance level, which is back here on the 4th of December. And we want to see a run to that level and then a close above the signal it wants to head higher. That's up here by the 12.5 level. And so as long as support's holding here, this uptrend is intact and it signals more upside potential. Okay, take a look at INTV. Okay, this is a thinly traded ticker, but it consolidated and then it had a nice bounce today. It had really good volume. This was a big winner. Check it out. It was just in November, it was down here at 10 cents and it ran all the way up to $1. So this was 1,000% gainer in a few days. A huge winner. And then it pulled back, right? And so now it's at the key support level here. It retraced down here to the EMA 13 and it bounced off of that level. And then now what we want to see is a break above 75 cents. 75 is the key level to break. That's the closing price from the first day of December. If it can break above 75, that's going to signal it wants to head higher. And then we'll be looking for a run to dollar land. Okay, yeah, this has been a really good move here for these stocks. Not sure what's going on with my computer right now. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get this back here. So thank you for viewing this video. It looks like this video is done. I just got through the whole thing too, huh? That's a real bummer.